Habit number 5 of a great effing visionary is to celebrate and use the visionary. We sometimes don't even know what we're good at, and people don't know what the visionary is doing. So let's talk about it to the company. Okay, here are the roles and responsibilities for the visionary, and let's use that person. And let's, ultimately, we want to celebrate that we have this visionary. We are high drama. We love to be celebrated. And that's not what it's about, but just say, you know what? Let's get Bob out there. We solve big problems, and we like to solve big problems. So often people are like, oh, we don't want to bother the visionary with that. It's like, I'd rather hear about it sooner than later, and I don't want to manage it and create the process, but I often am going to come up with a good idea. So if people know what the role and responsibility is, and often it is big problem solving, use me, man. I'm great at that. And then if I can walk away, I'm thrilled. We see gaps as visionaries, either in the industry or within our own company. So use us to look at gaps in our people, gaps in our process. We're actually very good at seeing gaps. Now, we're not often great at documenting those and then implementing. So what I used to do is go around. I used to have 150 employees, and twice a year I would spend a week going through my whole company and talking to people and just taking notes and asking questions. And as Rocket Fuel says, I was not doing an end run. I wasn't telling people what to do. I wasn't giving them permission. It was very clear in what I was doing. I was just out to listen and learn. Then I gave feedback to the bosses and said, hey, here's what I thought. And I would tell people, if you have ideas, take it up with your boss. But I would look and share to say, this might be an issue. And people are like, oh, no, we're good. And sure enough, a problem would happen, and people would say, well, that was a perfect storm. We see the perfect storm. We see what's a need out there, a gap. And so listen to that, and then we as visionaries need to somehow document it. I often, again, will do it via video. I do not like to type, and I'm not good at it, so I do a lot of audios. We are great at coaching and to inspire and mentor when needed. So I don't want to spend all my time going and interrupting people, but use us to say, hey, Mary's doing a great job. Can you go say thanks? Or Fred's really struggling, so can you go talk to him? And so ultimately, use us for that. And we often will do a good cop, bad cop thing where, again, it's, I can go in and talk to my integrator and say, okay, are you good cop or bad cop on this? Because, you may need the hard ass to come in, or you may need me to come in and say, you're awesome, but you're letting the team down, or whatever it might be, but to, use us to coach and mentor when needed. So again, clear expectation. I don't want to be doing end runs. And then also, we don't want to have, often it doesn't work to have the visionary have rocks. So often it's, early on we may have to do it, but let's delegate and elevate to get to where the visionary, I'm helping people to get their rocks done. I'm out there doing my thing and helping to 10x our company. But if I have a rock, it usually isn't good. And then also to keep us in our unique ability, as Dan Sullivan calls it. So that's out there and just being in the flow and acting like I matter and being who I am and bringing ideas back, and then to document those ideas because I have ideas, and if I don't know they're documented, we're going to at least consider it. I'm going to keep coming up with ideas and keep bugging people about it. So, hey, Coach Bob, great idea. We have it documented. We'll talk about it at our next session, next quarterly session. Or great idea, that's going in the 3-year picture. So when I look at the VTO and I see that my ideas are captured, we don't have to implement every idea. I have 20 what I think are great ideas. And when I share them, I realize 1 or 2 actually have possibilities. So that's that safe space to share. And if it's being documented, then I'm good. And then I can stay focused on being the visionary and stepping into that visionary seat. So again, celebrate and use us. We can help grow the company. It's not, because often the visionary is the owner. It's like, well, we got to get Bob involved. And it's like, no, what is he great at and love, and how can we use him? We'd like to be used if we're in our unique ability. So celebrate and use the visionary.